I'm a fellow IBDers. Today is day 4 in the IBD Awareness Week, and today's segment is going to be called Colonoscopies versus Endoscopies. And I'm going to be sharing some of my experiences with them, and I hope to hear from your experiences as well. So let's jump right in. So the first colonoscopy for me was very, very hard because I wasn't diagnosed at that point in time. I was what I would consider a rookie. So of course I made mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes I made was mixing the prep incorrectly. So I filled it like halfway, like you know how like, there's a ring around the bottom, right? I filled it halfway to the top. So I have it actually right here. I filled it halfway to the top, and instead of like all the way. And I added the lemon flavoring, which wasn't a great idea. In my opinion, the lemon flavoring that they give you is gross. So I typically don't do that ever again. So yeah, I mixed it wrong, and it made me not so nauseous during the whole time. I just remember like I wanted to puke throughout the whole time. So yeah, there's that, and there's a reason why I have this big prep bottle, because I actually have a colonoscopy tomorrow. So guess who's doing the prep today? Yours truly. Um, okay, so for the second one, I learned from my mistakes from the first time. So I filled it all the way to the top, and you know, I didn't add the lemon flavoring at all. That was like a big mistake for me. So what I typically do, and this is my advice to people who are either doing the colonoscopy prep for the first time, or they're, they might want to know what I do and see if it works for them if they're having trouble with it. So what I typically do is, I'm actually going to show you guys, because this is what I'm doing tonight. I have my colonoscopy all the way, my prep solution right here. So I take an 8-ounce glass and I fill it with the prep solution, okay? And then I take the Ice Punch Gatorade, okay? And that's like my go-to Gatorade for the prep, by the way. And what I do is I do what I like to call the gulping method, where like I just take the 8-ounce glass, pretty much chug it, and then like if I need to stop halfway through, I like take a swig of this before, after each time. And that's kind of like how my night goes. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. And I already took my 4th so I'm already on track, and I've already took 2 glasses of the level prep. So there's that. So now we're going to be talking about endoscopies. And so as far as endoscopy, the one benefit in relation to the colonoscopy is with the endoscopy, there's no prep. The only issue that I had with the endoscopy, honestly, was they give you I think it's called the anesthetic fluid. Like the liquid they give you to numb your throat and mouth. And I just remember, like, when the nurses told me to gargle it, right? And I'm not one who gargles, like, on a regular daily basis. So I ended up, like, swallowing, like, a lot of it before I actually gargled it. So what ended up happening was she ended up having to, like, refill some of the liquid to give me more. And I just remember it was so hard to gargle in your mouth, and the throat was numb, and she's like gargling. I'm like, I virtually couldn't. I tried my best, and of course I did, but it was just harder because my mouth was starting to get numb. So, but besides that, like I have to say, like after the endoscopy, my appetite was like right back. Like I was able to eat right after it. I had no issues. So with the colonoscopy, that's another thing that I want to touch upon. Is like with the colonoscopy, we never know how we're gonna feel after it. Like what if they take biopsies, or what if they, find something? Like you never know, So I never know how I'm gonna feel after a colonoscopy, whether I'm gonna want to eat or not. Like for this one, I don't even know if I'm gonna be hungry. Like I was telling my parents, I was like, I plan on eating, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to eat. Because like for the first one, I remember I started like slow after like I had my first colonoscopy. I like was on I did like bread first and like that, when I got home from the hospital and stuff. Now and then, or like I'll have like little crackers here and there. Like I don't, I like work my way up to eating like a meal. It's kind of like what I'm getting at, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel after this one. But we'll see. That's what tomorrow, day 5 video is gonna be about. It's gonna be about my colonoscopy experience. But like right now, like I'm doing the colonoscopy prep, and I just want to say this is something that we as IBDers have to go through that, you know, normal everyday people don't. And, you know, it's just very hard, you know. I know that I'm going to have to drink this whole thing, and I always forget what my colonoscopy liquid is called, so I'm going to actually show you guys. It's called Gabalite, and I don't know if the rest of you people, yeah, it's different for everyone, I think. Like, some of you guys don't drink Gabalite. I think I've heard of different names, so, but that's what I have. And, yeah, so mine is at noon tomorrow, and I'll be spending my whole night drinking this. But I really want to come on here before I have quite the night ahead of me. As you guys all know, I've been on the toilet pretty much all night. And I just wanted to come on here and make the day 4 video because that was my goal, to make 7 videos, 7 days. And I'm glad that I was able to do that. So I hope you guys have a great night, fellow ideas, and that you're feeling well. And all I gotta say for this is cheers!